Hey, it's Naomi from Fluffy Boots Journey or Fluffy Boots Creation, whichever one you're watching this from. Pardon my look right now, I'm packing. So, the latest is this. Um, I have till the 15th to be out of my place, which is not very long because today's the 2nd already, I think. Yeah, today's the 2nd of April. Um, I've been packing off and on all day because I've been also working on I was doing some phone calls to hoping that I could find something. But in the meantime, fun, I had two people contact me who 100% creep me out. The first person I thought, okay, we'll be fine. It's just the first message was kind of weird. No big deal. It happens. Contacted them and they're worrying about my body type and they didn't like the idea that I didn't want to meet them unless I had someone with me. Sorry, what? This is not like going to an apartment where you're checking into the office and people see you checking in, type thing to go see an apartment. No, this was to meet someone for a room. So that was like huge red flags all over the place. Then the next person who contacted me, thankfully, was just an email. I couldn't even read the whole message because it started from I don't really have a room. I have a one bedroom, but you could do this. And then it had a stipulation, and I'm not going to go into the stipulation. Let's just say that I wanted to throw up. It was so disturbing, so upsetting. You know what I'm saying? And yesterday, my daughter and her husband came by, and even though I didn't really particularly like everything they had to say, I'd listen because I'm really working on that, not um, becoming defensive right away, listening to people, what they have to say. And I had not realized how much stress I had put on my daughter, and she's getting physically ill from it, worrying about if I'm going to end up being on the street and feeling guilty that they will not offer me a place and why it is that they wouldn't. It wasn't just about the size. There's some other things I won't go into because it's between us. But it was a good conversation. It was a conversation that needed to take place because I needed to see what was happening to my daughter. And I really needed to reassure her that, yeah, I'm terrified beyond words. Where I live in King County is incredibly unsafe for anyone that has to live in their car. Excuse me one sec, I need a drink. Oh, sorry. Between talking and all the dust, it's getting to me. Um, yeah, I'm terrified over the idea of ending up being stuck in my car. And I have some money put aside right now, and I have more money coming in, so I can, if I need to, go an extended stay at a hotel. I don't want to because that's money I would like to be able to keep put aside until I do get my own place so that I can do Things like, I don't know, buy furniture that I don't have the ability to have right now. I have put in for, I think, one other room to rent. And then I have several contacts out to waiting lists. I just put myself on 2 today. But most of those are upwards of 5 years. So the chance of me getting into it anytime soon is probably nil to none, honestly. Um, I'm trying really hard to stand on my own 2 feet right now. I have never, in my entire adult life, lived beside myself. I have, and my daughter pointed this out, and I had already realized it, but I hadn't looked at it from their point of view. She says I was coddled by my parents. I don't think coddle is the right word, but we'll leave it at that because maybe it is the right word. Um, I've always lived with someone else, whether it was my parents or my ex-husband. For a time, my daughter and her boyfriend. It's not a situation I enjoy. I with my parents, it was fine because it's my parents. I was taking care of them along with them giving me a place to live. I'm gonna put my phone down for a sec. I hope that's not gonna work there. I was so low you wouldn't be able to see me, or you'd see too much. I don't know. Here, let's try this. Okay, that's a little better. I have to hold it up too because I discovered, just a little sidetrack here. I did a video call with my therapist a couple of weeks ago because we're meeting once a week right now because I'm in crisis, obviously. And I had put it down on the pillow, and she's like, I'm catching like every other word. I'm like, oh, let me do this. And I lifted it up just enough. I had both speakers covered and the microphone, so she couldn't hear me at all. She was catching tidbit words here and there. So, oh, and just so you know, this is how much I've gotten done today. I've cleared this area off. I'm still working on it. Um, Cleared off more over here. I was getting ready to pack up my DVD player slash radio when I realized that I couldn't because the plug-in is behind my cabinet and I'm not to that point yet. So it's like, well, now that sucks. Anywho, um, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, so I've lived with my parents most of my adult life, honestly, outside of the 10 years I was married. I did fall back on them a lot, and rightly so. My daughter and my brother are afraid I will do the same with them, and I do not blame them because I had not really looked at that until recently, that I have always lived with someone else. Always. And I've never had the chance to live on my own. And that's kind of a shocker when you consider I'm 56 years old. But that's just what life dealt me. I should have, when I got pregnant after I had her in the first couple of years that we were having problems with my parents and I fighting over who was going to be raising my daughter type thing. I should have went ahead and moved out, but um, it was very expensive. Um, I couldn't afford it on my own. And I have only recently come into a understanding of my own issues. One of my mental issues is I have a problem with shopping and spending. Sorry, there's this new cat outside who's never been around here. It's definitely not a stray. It's got a collar on. Um, but they're crying, and it breaks my heart because I can't bring them in to see if they're too afraid to get close to you, and I just it's killing me. I'm too, I'm I'm too much of an animal lover. Um, but yeah, I've had a spending issue my entire life. Probably when I stopped saving up money to get things was probably fairly early in my life, really. Um, about the time I stopped babysitting for hardly anything, I got to the point that I was starting to make real money, and that was new to me, and I'd never really had a true understanding of putting money aside. I had never even really thought about it till really, really recently, like last night. It kind of dawned on me because I was just like, well, okay, where did this need to spend and go paycheck to paycheck without putting money aside come from? Because I couldn't figure it out. I thought, well, my parents were pretty good with money. And then I went, no, wait a minute. We always had a situation where when my parents would get money, when my dad would get paid, we'd go do these huge bulk um, buying of food. Um, this is before Costco. So, well, before we went to a Costco, I should say. I don't know how long Costco's have been around, so I won't say it that way, but um, we always bought these huge amounts. And when we would go school shopping, we would do it to where it was huge. It wasn't like little trips that you maybe broke up. We went all the time, and my dad, every single time they had extra amount of money, meaning tax returns and such, we would go buy really big ticket items. And so I got used to that idea. I never really seen them put money aside, and I'm not putting the blame on them because that's not the way because you can't. My brother's fine with saving money, but I don't. So, something in there obviously is in me that causes the issue. And my daughter pointed this out to me, and she's just like, um, she doesn't want to be like me in that regard because of what she has seen in the past. So it's like, okay. And not having really clicked on it until really last night when we were talking about it and going, okay, so maybe this is a mental issue that I have of needing to spend. And maybe I am not getting treated for everything I should be treated for. Because I haven't gone in to see an actual psychiatrist in, well, quite a few years, at least 8 or 9, because I have my therapist and she's only able to treat what I tell her about. Same with my medical provider well, any medical provider. They can only treat you for what you tell them about. And so now in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, I need to probably be like, hey, can we possibly have me go in for an evaluation with a psychiatrist and see if we're missing something that I should be treated for? Which is scary and upsetting. And I'm very all over the board today. I'm freaking out right now because honestly, the one room that I thought that the person I had contacted me for, I thought that would be like okay, at least I have this room. I can contact them today and see about possibly getting in as a home. And now it's just like, oh no, no, too many signs. But then again, then it's back to living with someone. And I need to be on my own. I came to the realization a few days ago that even if I were to start dating in the near future, I don't want someone to live with. I want to be on my own because I have not, until my dad got put in the hospital, been on my own. I have not 100% been on my own since he passed, or until he passed. And trying to figure things out, and I'm fighting depression, and depression's winning, unfortunately. And my anxiety is through the roof, and it's just things are not going the way they should be going. And when my daughter pointed out that if I had not been so frivolous with money up until this point, I would have had enough to buy a mobile home by now. And it's just like, crap, she's right. I almost swore there too. Because it really was a kind of a situation where the light goes on and you're like, oh my God, this really is a problem. What the hell is wrong with me? It's horrible when your child is the one that has to point these things out to you. You know, she's going to be 36 years old, and she has told me that for most of her adult life, she's felt like the parent. Do you know how horrible that is to hear? I've put so much strain on my relationships that I hadn't even realized until now. And I have no one to blame but myself. I really don't. Sorry, my phone. Keep turning it. Sorry. I was trying to see something. I was turning my phone to look. So I guess you guys were going to look with me. I don't know. So, yeah, so I have till the 15th, which is now 13 days, to get my household packed up, get things into storage, get the place clean so that I can get what me and the manager of my complex talked about. And I'd kind of hope would have been able to spread it out till the end of April, just so I had some more money coming in. But it was a no-go, which is okay. I can understand because I'm over 8,000 in the hole with them. But she's trying to help me to keep from getting an eviction on my record, so even though I owe money, I would be able to find a place. That's the hope and goal. I did get some information on extended stay in my area. I can do it for about a month, month and a half. But I don't have a working car. That was the other thing that my son-in-law looked at when he was here yesterday. Had his brother on the phone and they were talking, and it looks like my throttle housing, I think, is the issue. And he's going to find out the cost for me so that I can figure that in too. And I'm going to have to get rid of all of my dad's furniture, which is a slash of my parents' furniture. My daughter expressed her anger that I had not replaced furniture for my dad, and I didn't really think about this until today. I had said, well, my dad never wanted it, and the reason he wouldn't take it, and that there was so many things that just they would continue to use till they broke down, is my parents are from um the Depression, right before the war. So their parents were dealing with coming out of the Depression. My parents were born right before we went into the I'm sorry, World War II. So you didn't just throw things away. You used them until you couldn't use them anymore. And that's something else that they've ingrained in me. So, like, I complain about my chair breaking all the time. Like, right now it's down lower than it should be. I don't want to pull it up right now because I'm not staying here to sit. I just I came in here to do something else and I wanted to talk. So, here we are. I did this whole video last night too, but I had to do it in 2 parts. And the thing that I had been using to create videos on, it took 3 hours for it to get to 50%. And I'm just like, no. No, 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 no. Oh, I'm going to pause for just 1 second. Sorry, I just realized I was not in my new glasses. Can't really tell how I look right now. They probably are off. So I don't know. Let me see if I can fix it. Hold this down. Okay. Yeah, I got new glasses. It took a month to get in, and I just picked them up last week, and I get headaches from them right now still. They hurt my ears because I had her readjust incorrectly, so they don't always sit correctly, and I still got the fishbowl effect because my prescription that I had before, it's been, well, my mom was still alive when I got it, so at least 12 years ago. And I hadn't bought new glasses because, again, it's the way we were. If it wasn't a dire need, we didn't do. I don't know any other way to... Sorry, had to blow my nose all of a sudden. So it goes back to how I was raised as far as how long you keep things, and getting glasses was just never up there until I started having the blurred vision. And I still have blurred vision with the new glasses. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm gonna put this down again 1 second. Okay, huge difference. Had to clean them off because it was just like getting really blurry. So, yeah, it's just... It was an eye-opening conversation, that is for sure. And I'm trying to pack as much as I can today. And I was trying to look for places to live because that's important. I need a place to live. I really, really, really need a place to live. And I had actually gotten kind of excited because I'd found a place that was in South Bend, which is about 2 hours away from where I live now. And I thought, okay, that would be a way to really like force myself to have to be dependent on myself. But they never contacted me back, so that kind of made me sad. I do want to live alone. It's been long overdue. Um, Living alone in this place though is too much. There's so much here that I don't need that I need to get rid of. Um, there's pots and pans that my parents have had as long as I can remember, and I would have been using them and been slowly getting rid of them as I could, but now it's like I rarely have to because I can't take everything with me, and I'm basically going to have 1.5 storage. My daughter's letting me put some stuff in their storage, and then I'm going to have my main one, and I have a feeling that I'm going to be in extended stay hotel for a while. Hopefully, in the meantime of me being in there, I'd be able to find a place. Um, I'm hoping and praying. Because right now, that's all I can do is I can just hope and pray. Hope that, um, okay, sorry. I felt like my head was tilting. It's just a lot, and it's overwhelming. And I'm doing this for the first time completely on my own. And that's new for me. And I wish I had, gotten on the Section 8 list many years ago, that I had been able to get a home before now. If I'd gotten if I had paid for, or not paid, if I had saved up the money to where I could have gotten into a home before my dad passed, that would have been one that both he and I could have lived in comfortably, then a lot of things would be better. But right now, I can't get a mobile home. I don't have good enough credit for it. I know that. My credit is so screwed up right now. I owe a crap ton of money here. I'm suffering. I really am. I wish there was another way to put it, but I am. I'm suffering. And I'm finding myself saying that maybe I just deserve this. Maybe I have not been a good person. And maybe I deserve what's going on for me. I don't think that's the case. I think I have been a good person, you know. I took care of my parents without asking for anything, but I did not, when we did have the extra money and I should have been putting it aside, I didn't. I did spend a lot. I did a lot of in the moment now kind of spending. And I shouldn't have. And I have some money on one card. I have some money in cash. And then I have a money order that I have to get my money back for. And then at the end of the month, I'll have money. But, you know, the whole reason that extended time or extended stay hotels really doesn't work is because it's well over what I can honestly afford for a month. I can only do it right now because I do have some extra money, but it's not going to solve my problem. I'm really upset. And I need a home. I think I deserve a home. And I deserve a home where I feel safe. And that it doesn't come with stipulations that are no. I deserve a home where I don't have to worry that there is a stipulation. And that really honestly does mean I need a home that I live by myself. So, wish me luck. Pray for me. And Lord willing, I will have a home very soon. Until next time, this is Naomi. Bye.